and I think I need to develop a journey. And this is obviously recorded at the end when I realized that Jesus Christ. I need to stop saying that. But like when I realized that, like, wow, I just rambled on without saying who I am. My name is Dio. I think that's all I want to be known as, Dio. Like, I'm not mentioning my surname or stuff. Like, my name is Dio, and okay, if I put this at the beginning, this basically tells you I'm a rambler, and I'm not yet good at editing. I'm going to be 23 soon, and I realized that I have no direction, no purpose, and I'm looking for structure. I'm looking for, yeah, I'm going to call this, and I'm looking for structure. I'm looking for purpose. I'm looking for a reason and a way and a manner in which to live my life. And I said too many words, but like, I'm looking for life. That's what I'm looking for. Oh god, I can't believe I'm starting this. Like, okay, I don't have a script or anything ready, but like, because I knew I wasn't. This is a horrible word. Sorry, I'll edit it out. I won't, because I'll try to make myself seem approachable and relatable and whatever. But like, okay, let me start. Like, so, what do I want to say? Every single time I want to do this for the last how many years, I stop. There's so many things I want to talk about, but most of the stuff I'll talk about will be based on being human generally, and why we are all human, and why we're important, and why we're also not important, and why being alive is good, but not necessarily important. Why I think, like, ordinarily the fear of death should be like strong enough reason for anybody to not kill themselves, on being African, on existing as a human being, that sort of stuff. I've always told myself that I wanted to develop a life philosophy, like a code of conduct, like a way to live. Like, I want to hold myself to standards that I made myself, standards that I didn't just that weren't just forced onto me, standards that I thought about, standards that I'm just saying the same thing over and over again. But like, this whole thing, this whole vibe will be titled either Life Philosophy or Code of Conduct. I don't know, based on what you see there, that will be the title of the podcast. But like, right now I'm 2 months to 23, and I wish I was 15. So like, I'm going to go around talking about everything that I wish happened, everything that is happening, my plans for the future, like my existence as a human being, and understanding that people are people. And it's going to, I'm saying and every time, but then again, I'll probably get better. I hope this is something that I want to continue. I don't want to just give up. Like, right now, I'm currently like in a long break from data analytics, in a dead end minimum wage, like minimum wage in like African sense. Yeah, that minimum wage job as a college graduate. Why am I saying college? Jesus Christ, as a university graduate, I graduated from Unilag. College is secondary school. But like, I'm turning 23 in 2 months. And I really wish I was 18. I don't even wish I wish I could go back in time, but I don't regret, because I'd probably do the same thing, because I still do the same thing now. Just read Xiang novels, read. So like, this is going to be me talking about everything I am, everything that I think I'll be, everything that I hope to be, and tying it in with my code of conduct. And like, as the whole, I'm going to keep the random, like, scattered beginning, because I want to talk about being someone. Okay, and this is recorded on my phone, so it's like, it's going to be like this for a long while. This is the dead end, like, dead ass $100 phone. Like, I don't know, which is, oh god, I keep thinking about my salary, but like, I want to develop a life philosophy, which I've probably mentioned like 5 billion times. But uh, presently, where I am is stoic. I've decided on stoicism versus with a bit of optimistic nihilism and Ubuntu. So like, this whole podcast will be basically me, because I'm having like great difficulties with like arranging, creating like proper thought flow. Like right now, I'm just talking, creating proper thought flow. Like I'm trying to have like, and I'm probably not going to edit this. Like I want to get better. I want to know where I'm going to, what I want to do, how I want to do it, when I want to do it. God, why am I just repeating stuff? But like I said before, I'm currently thinking about stoicism like as an inspiration because I read this one book. I don't know because I don't know. I'm African. I didn't. It was Iran. I got the book on Telegram. I didn't. Oh my god! I'm casting where I get my free books from. Shasha, I got the book somewhere on the internet. Should I say that I'm reading illegal books? Like wow, wow. I do read like secondhand, like hard copy books, and I probably will get one of those, like something that I can be turning the pages to. But like I've been freaking out because what even made me want to decide like okay I have to like sort myself out. Okay, not like I've been wanting to sort myself out since I was 16, but like I need direction. And I think this whole thing is for me to chronicle like what I'm making my direction because I'm going to be 23 in I know like for most people 23 is young, but like I act like I'm 15. I wish I was 15. I like so it's like 23 is like oh my god what have I done with the last 8 years since the last time I was awesome. Okay, I was never awesome, but like the last time that I was just like vibing, like it has been 8 years since okay, let's call it 7 years because I didn't SS3. I was busy studying like SS3 is senior secondary school 3, like final year of secondary school. So it's like SS3, I was like vibing. I wasn't vibing, I was like stressed, and I was like, okay, will I enter uni this year? Blah blah blah. But like that space between not in uni and like knowing that I'd passed on my exams, I'm thanking God. Like, okay, I keep saying I'm thanking God when, like, to be honest, I'm actually agnostic. But like, I don't know, whoever is up there should sort himself out. But like, I want to live intentionally, not like I don't want to just go through life because I've just been flowing like and I've been lucky that I've not been thrown out like into the sea. Like I've been almost there. Like I haven't things haven't been as perfect as they have since like seniors because I knew that from a long time I knew that if I went with the flow like things would turn out alright. But later it's like things are alright, but they're not like as alright as they normally would have been. So it's like there's now like time that I feel like I have to live with intention. I have to live with I have to know where I'm going. I have to have like real ambition because sometimes I look back and I was like, why was I so content? Because the main like source of ambition is like when you want things, and then sometimes I want things, but like I'm like it would take effort to get this, so like and it doesn't really add much to me, so I'm not bothering to like look for fun. So I was just really really satisfied with where I was, and now I'm not because there are so many things I want. But is it like it's I don't know. It's not just about wanting things. That's why, like, I really like grabbed onto like that one book on stoicism, and that's why I'm like, rather than that one book, I'm since it's introduced me to like because it's resonated with a lot of things that were already in my head. So I'm like, I should go and look for like actual was it Socrates? I don't know. I hope it wasn't sexist. 'Cause, like I don't know. I read one random place that Aristotle was a sexist asshole, but then again, there's one thing I noticed about Greek philosophy. Yeah, it talks about inside and whatever, but there's one something that is very important to me that I think society, because everybody tries to pretend like they aren't part of society. Like society says, are you not a member of society? Are you not part of the framework of society? You might be a tiny little structure, but you're part. You dying obviously is not going to collapse society, but you are a part of society. And if like a billion of you died, society probably would collapse. It's just that a billion is a lot of you, so like you're not very important, but you are part of the framework. That's why like society is so daunting because it is made up of so many insignificant pieces. And I think stoicism, Greek philosophy in generally, I don't know, it's like I'm new to this. Philosophy in general doesn't like really, it deals with you in the inside. It doesn't really deal with others. It's like it ignores the fact that others are human, and that's where I feel Ubuntu comes into play. Like I really like the definition of Ubuntu. Maybe I should like I okay I should write it down, then probably properly state it, then say what it means to me. Like it's so like what in a way the stoicism, like based on the explanation I saw from that book, it was to get it sounded very similar to optimistic nihilism, but it also brought out the concept of duty, and which is something that like because you can't just flow with the world. You have to like I want to add something to the world, and I also need to be able to zero my mind that like it's not because I want to be like I have this oh god, I'm so like incoherent, but like I'm going to get better. I don't want to quit. I quit a lot of things, and I do not want to quit this because I'm finally starting, and I'm freaking out because this is just like 10 minutes long. It's not even up to 10 minutes, like it's but it's just like 10 minutes long, and I haven't like and I want to talk for like an hour and some, and I'm like I want to. So I think I'll probably try as much as possible to meet with somebody that I think I can vibe with. Then we start um like we speak together. Like I have like to talk about thought processes. We'll be googling stuff at the same because I really like the idea of like learning as I'm flowing and documenting as because I don't want to present a prepackaged like idea. Like I want to like be like this 1 hour 30 minutes of my week. I'm using it to learn to improve myself, and it's not just about giving my opinion about. Yes, it's about. I think that's the key word. It's about developing an opinion. I don't want it to be me giving my prepackaged thoughts about everything. I want it to be like a flow that whether I or another person that's I'm because I'm recording this on my phone and I don't know like is it possible to use Anchor while researching stuff on the same phone? But like I want to and maybe but obviously I'll probably like try and create outlines in the future and be like, okay, this is where I want to be, this is where I want to go, this is the structure, the order that I want to be in, and this is how I'm going to go about it. Okay, am I speaking too far from this phone? I hope it's recording. This is so weird, but like that. So my main, I can't remember what I was saying, but what I was saying before is my main structure. This is very unordered, and I'm not going to edit this. I'm not going to edit this. I want to get better, know where I'm going to, but at least like to know like okay, this is the person at the beginning. This is my raw, unfiltered person. But like I don't want to give, like I said before, I don't want to give a prepackaged opinion. I want to learn as I record. Then okay, obviously I'll probably edit it out because sometimes you might say like some incredibly ignorant shit, but like sometimes you might have to leave in the incredibly ignorant shit because it shows like your growth as you research things. And I also like I think I want to start like each episode or each whatever with okay, this is my preconceived notions. Where did I get these notions from? And but then again, it's going to take a lot of So like I want to create like a podcast outline, like where I bring up a topic I want to know about, like I want to better educate myself about, and it's going to be at first I think I do like six beginning stuff of studying because Ubuntu and Stoicism are currently really interesting, like really, really interesting to me. And I'm like, okay, I want to go for that, read the actual writings, then make something, a combination of these two that is unique to me. So like, okay, what I'll do next, like I'm going to pause this, then edit like the new stuff. But like, what I'll do next is go get the definitions, then read them, and say like what really like spoke to me from the two of them. And okay, the three of them, I think I'm adding optimistic nihilism because of I can't pronounce Kurzgesagt, but like I don't know, I saw their videos and I like the voice and it's fun. I don't know this. I don't know this. I don't know, but like people, I don't know. I really, really don't know that. I think that's the whole point of these things. I want to know. I want to live with intention. I want to know where I'm going to, and I think that's like finding different topics and formulating a proper. I wouldn't say I'm not like I probably we'll eventually have to revisit like several topics that I've gone to, but like a relatively informed opinion about things and to create them. Like I don't want to just okay, why am I repeating like the same vibes all over? But like I don't want to just like throw out my opinion that I want to like create like a structure of okay, this is how I learned it, this is where it's going, this is how it is and whatever. So like segment one down, I guess. I wonder if this is still recording, but let me check. Um, because I wasted time because I want to check if it goes. Where's my notes? Oh yeah, it's recording. Yeah, that means I can be using this for like what's the word? This is like I wasted a couple of hours after that. I don't. This is so like unprofessional. But like this is just like me pouring out my feelings into the open air. I guess. I don't know. Where did I put the definitions? I think I'm going to start with Ubuntu because well that's one I saved in my phone because I really liked the definition. Ubuntu by Michael Onyebuchi Eze. Ubuntu is a Southern African concept actually. It's not just South Africa, it's the whole Southern African. And I also want to like research about like my own culture, my own as a Yoruba person. Like I want because there's so much of our culture that is dying and it's just the bullshit part of our culture that remains. Ubuntu. A person is a person through other people. That's one thing. Now his own idea was this strikes an affirmation of one's own humanity through the recognition of other in his or her uniqueness and difference. And that's something that I think that was something that like I feel the other like nihilism, stoicism don't really cover. But then again I'm going to like I literally went on Telegram or wherever. But then again the letters of Seneca are free, I think. And I was like, I'm going to go through this and like recording this is going to give me an excuse. Like not okay, not really an excuse. It's going to give me like it's going to give me drive to record this. And I think I also want to record my goals for the week every time I do this and then cross check with myself. Okay, did I do this? Have I achieved this? What am I planning to do in my life? So it's like okay, yes, there's a recording of me somewhere on the internet. And I think like recording is more efficient than like writing if and again, especially since like I have very little time to be alone, I'm like, okay, I'll strive for it and look for it and get my 1 hour 30 minutes possible. I don't know how long this, but I doubt if this is going to reach 30 minutes. So where were we? Ubuntu is a person through, and I think this like phrase that I said before, God, this is so scattered. Is like and I haven't learned how to edit. Yes, I'm rambling. And it's like a person is a person. Like I am me because you are you. So you recognize that you are a person, and because you are different from me, and I don't have access to the information that you have. Therefore, I'm also a person. I think that's what it says to me. So this like now, the first line. Now let me like look at it according to like Michael's definition. A person is a person through other people strikes an affirmation of one's humanity through recognition of an other in his or her uniqueness and difference. It is a demand for creative intersubjective formation in which the other becomes a mirror, but only a mirror. Like like a lot of people, I think okay, I won't say a lot of people have a many, but I think like it's easy to I don't know at one point like especially if you're taking it one way, I feel like another way somebody might take and try to like misinterprets Ubuntu. I don't know if I'm the one misinterpret because nobody really knows what it is. It is different in everybody's mind. Is that everybody must conform to societal expectation, and you're not a person unless you do what people do. But like, I think is that you need to understand that other people are people, and there are so many similarities. But that just because you are incredibly similar to somebody, that does not make you your own. That does not stop you. That does not mean you are not your own person. Yeah, that's a better thing. But only a mirror for my subjectivity. This idealism suggests to us that humanity is not embedded in my person solely as an individual. My humanity is consubstantially bestowed upon the other and me. And I think that's really important. Like, it's I think in every, like, in a lot of things, a lot of people forget that the other person is also human. The other person is capable of all sectors of emotions, like all it's the, and again, and it's also their choice not to like you. It's also their choice to treat you badly. And I think that's where it's going to come in. I think that's where, like, I can find a reason to practice stoicism, because even though people might be frustrated, it is not their duty to and I also need to understand that in my irrational moments, they can also they can also dislike or distrust and hate me for an irrational reason or a perfectly rational reason. But it is not their duty to like me. Neither is it my duty to focus on whether or not they like me, because we are both human and they're capable of all the range of emotions that I am capable of. And if I can look into myself and see that I am capable of being irrational, of being distrustful and being hateful, what I should not be disappointed when somebody else is that way to me, even if through stoicism I've been able to um um what's the word I've been able to properly temper those emotions, and then nihilism will give me a purpose. Like, I think nihilism will talk about, uh, like, my own basic understanding. I'm too lazy to go and Google, but like my own basic understanding of nihilism is that everything is meaningless. Then optimistic nihilism. I don't know. Me, Gbede, English is not my first language. Okay, that's a stupid excuse, and I would say that in a future. Like, English is more of my first language than Yoruba, which is disappointing considering that I grew up around Yoruba people. But like, my let's just say my language skills in general are trash. And for me, optimistic nihilism is when, yes, nothing matters, but why not? Like, why not do anything? Because we need to, like, it's like a different angle at looking at nihilism, according to Chris, because I can't pronounce their channel name, but like, I like that presentation, because how I decided to go on like a code of conduct development journey is like, okay, stoicism tells me how to act. Ubuntu tells me what to feel about other people. But like the entire universe we live in, neither of those two can answer it to me. I'm going to like go deeper and compare, like, if those two look at like the foundation of the universe and existence itself. But I think stoicism doesn't answer it, because when I looked at it, a lot of stoics believe in like creationism and whatever, and I don't know, I just don't find myself thinking that way at this point in my life. More or less, I consider myself agnostic. Like, if there's a God, fine. If there's no God, fine. And I think probably going to come up to that, but like, let me just try and remember, like, if I say this at this point, it's like thinking about hell or dying and whatever. Like, at first I was like, I really came up with this afternoon, like when I was spreading clothes. At first, I was like, I think up until this afternoon when I was thinking of what I was going to say. Okay, I wasn't really thinking. Sometimes I talk to myself while I do stuff, which is basically what this podcast is going to be. It's like, I think that when um how am I going to put it? Like, it's like an exciting thought in my head. I think that when I die, and if I find myself like in heaven or if I find myself in hell, let's just say hypothetically I find myself, like, my whole thought process, or like, especially like coming to terms with being agnostic or that kind of thing, was like, because I don't think I'll be on full on atheist. Like, I'd be like, because I think nihilism in a sense is definitely atheist, but like life in itself. But like, I want to take it more agnostic. That's why I don't want to say that, oh, I'm a stoic or I'm a nihilist or I believe in Ubuntu, because I want to create a personal code of conduct like that. I've said that like 900 times. But like, okay, let me try and put this in clear English terms. Like, if I find myself in hell, like, my whole concept was like, my creator can do whatever with me. He created me. But then again, in a sense, our parents are creators and we defy them. Just because we are born of their genetic material doesn't mean they have the right to dictate what we do. So I think my own current, as my current view as at 3 hours ago, is that if I get to heaven, I mean, if I get to hell, and the and God says he wants to destroy me, like, and also my Xiangxia novel reading, even though I criticize every goddamn thing, because this thing, like, we'll probably unpack that later in future episodes, and like, I'll probably sit down and be like, okay, this is bullshit in this novel, this is so serious, like a fucking stallion novel, I don't know, whatever. But like, okay, where was I? Like, yeah, he's my creator, and he can, but what makes him amazing is that he's powerful. He can basically unexist me, yeah. So, but if I find that what he does is unfair, and I believe his judgment is unfair, okay, I don't think, now that I'm stating it, it seems irrational, because I feel like an all-powerful creator, like as he created me, has the right to dictate me. My parents, although they created me, are not all-powerful. Wow, wow, my 3 hour theory is gone. What I was going to say, like, my head from 3 hours ago was, if I get to hell and I feel like I have done what is right, but like, objectively, I don't think that's ever possible. I want to say some bullshit like abandon but like, I think I'm slightly going back to the other. He's my creator. I can do whatever the fuck he wants with like my soul. But like, even then, I am my own human being. I am my own, like, I think I am. Even though like, I feel like I deserve more. Even though it's hubris, but like, I feel like I deserve more. But like, if he's all powerful, he can basically unexist me. So I can't use the whole my parents created me, but yet they are wrong, because my parents are not all knowing and all powerful. So in the advent there's a God, then he should unexist me if he doesn't find my present pleasing, I guess. So like, I was going to say that, rebel rise up, we like using our parents as example, but it looked like, nah, my parents aren't all powerful. My parents are flawed, even though I am created from their genetic material. Even though in a sense they are my creators, my parents are flawed. They are not all powerful being. And even if the God is flawed, and he is, in at least to a human being, he is all powerful, so he can unexist me. My parents, their ability to unexist me is the same as the ability as any other human being, and I can also unexist them. So if God exists, well, we just have to bend to his all powerful might, because he can unexist us. And if we don't mind being unexisted, I don't know about the internal suffering part. I think that's why a lot of religion went to eternal suffering rather than unexisting, because we didn't exist before we were born. So not existing after we die shouldn't be much of a problem, I guess. But like, that was like the whole stuff. But like, I think I finished that thought process. Like, talking really helps you know where you're going to. And I think this like stuff is going to force me to read. Like, okay, it's raining. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm recording on my phone. I don't even know if this is recording, because I'm on a different page than I hope it's recording, because I said so much. Okay, where were we in the Ubuntu definition? Humanity is the quality we owe each other, and I think that is going to be my life. I love that sentence. Humanity is not is it is who humanity is a quality we owe each other, and that is me, because like, I think that is a sentence. Like, I know a lot of like societies be like, the world owes you nothing, but I feel we owe each other humanity, and if you do not want to give that humanity, you're disrupting society. I guess, yeah, I feel so. We create each other and need to sustain this otherness creation. I love that sentence too. And if we belong to each other, we participate in our creations. We are because you are, and since you are, I definitely am. I feel like this definition doesn't make it seem as if people it doesn't give people more rights than they do. It doesn't, but it makes us understand that. Okay, let me pause this. I want to go and close windows. Um. Okay, continuing for where I stopped the last time. So let me go back to my notes. Okay. The I am is not a rigid subject, but a dynamic self constitution dependent on its otherness, creation of relation and distance. I don't know what the fuck this means, but like I like the way it sounds. But like I'll figure it out eventually. But like I like the basic concept that Ubuntu is telling me. Because it like I don't know, maybe I've been looking for a reason to love people. Not like to love them to love people. It's just like this is a person, I need to help them. Oh god, I just got the notification. So I guess like life and stuff. So that's between Ubuntu and Stoicism. What did I just download? Okay, let me just go through like something like stuff I just like fuck it. I'm going to start like developing a life and I want to make sure that with each conclusion I come like with each podcast I'm going to make a like a one line summary that like about this subject, these are my thoughts. Then maybe like write a blog post per podcast of the summaries and link it, I guess. And I don't know how do people like get like comments and maybe like if I'll know if somebody's reading is listening to it if but like I probably will be talking into air for a very long time. So like yeah, that'll be about it, I guess. Okay, wait. I was going to do the yeah, the books. So like you know that like even though I ever get like really good at editing, you know that I'm still like very, what's the word? Very, like my thoughts are not very coherent. Like which is something I think that this podcast will help me improve also. I don't know, like I want to be consistent. Okay, where is I'm looking for Telegram, yeah. Downloads. Documents. What did I just download? I downloaded okay. Letters from a Stoic. Advisory editor Betty Address. Seneca is a philosopher. So like I think this is where I'm going to like start. But I think I'll go straight to the letters, then the Seneca's life, philosophy, and literature, blah blah blah. But like I read somewhere that he wasn't for for a Greek man, he wasn't like all that sexist. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. So like I do not know, I do not know, I do not know, I do not know, I do not know. So like I'll go through the original letters, then I'll try and check out other books that I've seen about. Then this one is Stoics, Epicureans and Skeptics, an introduction to Hellenistic philosophy. But like I don't think I would like, okay, I still don't know. Maybe it's because I might look something else. And I like the fact that these philosophies, I feel like somebody should embody these at different aspects in their life rather than like I feel like people should develop like rather than belong to one school of thought that takes everything. I think people should decide what aspects of what. So like each person's code of conduct. Like I don't think would see anything wrong with the head on it. Now if their chosen sports is to torture people to death, now and they need to ask themselves why. And I think that's really, really important. Like before like I don't before like especially when I go to like the sexual aspects of life and whatever, I'm going to like why are my preferences this way, what makes this my kink, what so like because I need to especially I think eventually I'll go into the whole obviously I'm African, I'm Yoruba, I'm obviously black, but like being in an African country, a lot of things that affect Africans in diaspora and Caribbean people and Black Americans probably won't concern me. But like over the internet, I'd see it and I'm like, I think it's important to have an opinion, like a preliminary opinion, even though you haven't and then you should know exactly what you are basing your opinions on, so that anytime somebody is bringing an argument to change, you know, okay, this is the part I need to change, this is the part that I must stay solid, all those kind of things. And it's also important to not have an opinion in some things because you feel it's too bulky, too stressful, too scary. And I think there are a lot of things I don't have an opinion about because I'm too scared of them, and I need to like recognize the fact, and I recognize the fact that it is fear that's preventing me from having an opinion of this. So it's like, okay, there's that. So like that's another thing I downloaded. Um, Let me check my lithium. This is dark time. No, I'm still going to read it. Economics. Let me sort by data dead. I still have I took this Barbara Oakley course. I was going to read her book, then I'll get it. Oh god. Being a third world. I can't believe I'm opening, oh god, I shouldn't openly admit to where I get it off the internet. I know. It's horrible. I don't think anybody should do that. But some of my best books that I got them off like second people of the streets of Lagos. Then I got like some new by reading like friends' books and stuff. Another book that freaked me out was The Defining Decade, Why Your Twenties Matter and How to Do the Most of. Oh god, it freaked me. Oh my god, it freaked me out. Like really, really freaked me out. And I reread A Brave New World. It was, I'm like that's how you know somebody is racist, because even if you don't, I don't know, let me just leave that, let's leave that alone. That's a whole other thing. I'd rather be ignored than to be a caricature of a human being. That's that. I think that I'm eventually going to touch on cultural racism in romance novels. Like, I'm literally not here for intellectualism and opinions of stuff. Like, must you use my existence to pull up the female lead as some kind of like, you probably as an African, the Africans will get this. That's like, probably I'm going to look at that like later in future. And then I went through this whole period where I was really into Agatha Christie. Okay, just because I was like in the middle of nowhere and like very little power and shutting down and everything. I'm looking for the EPUB book. Okay, a guide to the. I read this, A Guide to the Good Life. It was really fun. It was really nice. I shouldn't say where I get my books. So what else? Sneezing. Guidelines for management consultancy services. Oh yeah, that's like my day job. I'm a management consultant. QMS, I do management consultancy. That's my day job. Okay, this is quiet. I shouldn't be quiet. It's like I was just scrolling through like what I downloaded because I want to like improve myself. The process approach to build a QMS. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. I need to read all this stuff. Ugh. Where am I? So I think that's all. God, I ended it in like very incoherently, but like after struggle of speaking, I did manage to go past 30 minutes. But like I feel like when I'm going through like a book, I'm going through like chapter by chapter, and like, okay, it's like I'm going to read a chapter, then I don't know, write out my thoughts on it and speak them out. But like it's not going to be like, because if I that's why I want it to be a conversation with like Googling and stuff. But in the end, it's going to require a lot of editing. So it's like, okay, this is my opinion as the book as I'm reading this book, cause or if I see like shorter chapter letters, like those letters to next Seneca, like I'll probably read them out loud, especially since they're open source. I'll probably read them out loud and talk about the same thing. But then again, maybe I should read and write. I don't know. I still don't know. I still don't know. But there's so many things I want to talk about. Let me just like go through like random notes that I write, like if the emotion gets so much and I'm like I just have to write this down. Just like random notes. Where are my notes? Okay, things that I want to talk about and go through like at different points in this podcast. For one, trying to overcome irrational reactions, Nigerian history, because I want to, like, I want to, yeah, I want to go to, I want to see, like a side by side comparison between our history, like a thorough history, not just like this happened, this happened on that day, like a history, the circumstances surrounding it from like two biased parties and a non-biased one. I want to like draw parallels from like the human experiences. Like if I see a situation, I'll look for like a similar situation of other countries. Like there should be like a historical library that compares. I think I don't. There's so many things I want to do, but like delving into them is just so scary. Says like a historical, like something that compares situations at different points in history, so that human beings, even though we've experienced things, like most often times things go certain way, and you need to realize that those certain ways are like expected based on like they almost always happen the same way. I think that's like another thing I want to use to like fortify my ubuntu, that like I don't know, like also like the fact that like my continent is weak and we're treated anyhow, but like we're people too, I guess. And what we've been through, others have been through, and we're not weird. Then unpacking the past, trampling my last vestiges of internalized. I don't know if I have anything. Like, like what was the sources of like a possible internalized racism? Create a short persuasive argument to to a hopeless African. Then try to tackle why I feel irrational hatred from people who are arrogant. like like arrogant. I hate arrogance, even though sometimes I exhibit it. And like I'm going to talk about like this is just like random stuff like I write. Then I think I mentioned this one. Trash methods for setting up heroines in levels. I think I need to write like trash methods for setting up like heroines in novels and heroes and self hate. I like women being misogynist. Like, ugh, I don't know. There's so many things. Then there's something that I really, really want to touch on. Like, I think it's going to be like part. I don't think it touches like stoicism, nihilism, or Ubuntu touches on it. It's like I want to be able to recognize that feeling is not wisdom. Conditioning does not respect knowledge. Like you might know the structure, but your feelings are not going to move as fast, and you might be conditioned to think a certain way, to act a certain way, and does not respect. So like so anytime I find myself irrational, I want to remind myself that feeling is not wisdom. I'm saying wisdom, dire, and conditioning does not respect knowledge. Da 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 da. ISOs. Ooh. Oh, and also like, there's so many things. What do I want to be? What do I want to do? And I want to get the habit of like writing out stuff. I want to get the habit of being consistent. Of being like, yeah, I think you know like how I'm very scatterbrained. I'm saying, you know, as if somebody's listening, like how I'm very scatterbrained. Okay, I'll probably send this to like one or two people already to like to get it going. Like, oh, listen to me ramble and talk because I like the sound of my own voice. But like to get it, I want to be held accountable. I want to be consistent. I want to go somewhere. I want a path. I want a pattern. I want structure. I want goals. I want aesthetic goals or aesthetic. I don't know. Probably part of googling it to be figuring out stuff. Like I want aesthetic goals. I want like goals about my appearance. I think that should be what aesthetic means. And also I want to Google more stuff like because I use a lot of words And like I use the words based on context because like obviously as like a huge novel reader, but my vocabulary has gone to shit, especially since I've been reading mostly Xiangxia and web novels, and since they are translated and they were even in the source language, they were not really meant for like people who speak a lot. So it's like, yeah, yeah. Okay, what am I saying? Yeah, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to say. But like, I need to like organize my thought process and like edit properly. But this is not going to be edited. This is going to be scattered and scatterbrain. So where was I? I need structure. Should I call this? This is either going to be called a code of conduct, life philosophy, journey to structure. I don't know. This is going to be awesome. But like the whole podcast is a code of conduct. I think it should be a code of conduct or journey to structure. Either one. You see it when you see it. I might even change it after I upload this. So like this is the head. H factor. I have an H factor. This is the end. No hand. This is the end. And I like the fact that we don't deny the fact that we have like H factors. This is the end and of like this episode. It just gives you like a basic idea of like my existence. And the end. I don't think I'll get somebody who. Oh, I also want to talk about like my obsessive desire to be loved. Like not loved, like to be adored. That is going to be like, cause I don't think I'll handle fame well, but like I want to be like sneaky famous. I don't know. I think that's the whole point of this thing, to put it off in the internet and figure it out, I guess. I hope I don't say something that ruins my future.